First of all, how excited are you to watch this game tonight? I know you're a huge Cavs fan. And who is your X factor?
It's really exciting to watch this game tonight, and I would say my X factor is going to be Jarrett Allen. And Jarrett Allen's, I think, in a game like this, has got to come up big because the Cavaliers are going to be in a different type of game tonight. Like, this is not going to be the Thunder want to slow things down. They're going to play a little bit more half court offense, and certainly, rebounds are going to be huge. Defense is going to be huge against a team like the Thunder. I mean, they're gonna shoot a bunch of threes and that whole thing. But like Jarrett Allen's going to have to be a beast. Hartenstein, however you say his last name, was really good when he was with the Knicks, and we saw Jarrett Allen struggle in that series. So I think it's going to be a challenge for him. I would say he is my X factor.
G. Bush, you were downplaying the Oklahoma City Thunder yesterday.
Still.
Have you changed your mind today?
Still. G. Bush is back. Still in his bag.
All right.
They have nobody for Evan Mobley. Zero. Listen, like Shaq says it better, the best when it comes to this. Hey, if y'all want to play that small ball, great. But you got to cover people too. You got to head too. You can get punched in the face too. Like, you don't want to run around and do that. You have nobody for Evan Mobley. If you want to play 6'5" guys on bigger guys, that's cool. But this matchup comes down to, okay, they got Williams, I like that. They got SGA, okay, cool. Hartenstein, he's going to be locked up with Jarrett Allen. But when it comes to who you have for Evan Mobley, they have no one that's going to guard him on the roster. And this is the new and improved Evan Mobley. He's aggressive. He's going to dribble the ball. He's going to get to – people, we talk about it all the time. He's going to get to his spots. Right now, when you throw the ball down to Evan Mobley, no longer can you just be, all right, we're going to play help side and sag off him a little bit. No. Evan Mobley will shoot the three. He can dribble, get all the way to the rim now. And they have nobody for him. So when I look at this game and how these two teams match up, people think it's going to be a great matchup because, OKC has a really good record, and they've been doing their thing. But you're going to see that this is a bad matchup for them. This is a bad matchup. And I even talked – I was going to go with somebody like Karis LeVert off the bench. Mm-hmm. But we're not even going to need that. Evan Mobley comes out here, dominates, and I think, to me, this game not close.
Mike, give me your definition of X Factor, please.
Whether it's a player – a matchup, something you think tonight that's going to determine the outcome of the game.
Okay, so a lot of times we think of X Factor, maybe we think of not the superstars in the game, right? But I'm going against that trend. And the X Factor in the game is Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell, who, obviously I don't know him personally, so I can only base this on the information and knowledge I have, which is what you hear from people who are around the team, like that I know, like Mike and Chris Fedor and Jason Lloyd, and what we see on TV when he talks. Donovan Mitchell is, in a way, the perfect superstar. No, he's not as good as LeBron and some of the other top. He's better, not anymore, but you know what I mean, at their primes. He's not going to go down as one of the 50 greatest players in the history of the sport. But what's great about him as a superstar is that he is completely selfless. And I think the number one reason why the Cavs have as good, if not better, chemistry than we've ever seen on a basketball team in recent history, especially in this modern era of one-on-one basketball and look at me and highlights, the reason the Cavs are unselfish as a team, the reason the Cavs have great chemistry is because of one guy more than any other, and that's Donovan Mitchell. When your superstar is humble, when your superstar is unselfish, that makes all the difference in the world. He has, I believe, along with Kenny Atkinson, created more confidence in the rest of this roster. And now everybody on this team believes in themselves and believes in their teammates. But, all that being said, tonight is one of those games where at times, and I think Mike alluded to this yesterday, Donovan's going to have to be a little selfish at times because he is going up against a great player in SGA, and maybe not going up like they're guarding each other, but going up in terms of, hey, this guy might be the MVP of the league. Certainly he's in the conversation. And Donovan Mitchell today might want to say, you know what? maybe I should be in that conversation too. And I think Donovan Mitchell, if he outplays SGA, or even if they're even, the Cavs will win this game. It's that simple. And I think he knows he needs to be big and he needs to play like a superstar tonight. I think he will. And that's why I don't think they're going to blow out the Thunder. I don't see that. But I think that's why they'll win an excellent, hard-fought game, is because I think Donovan Mitchell is going to just shine even brighter than usual tonight.
He's done a good job in these big-time matchups of playing up to the level of a superstar. You go back to the playoffs last season before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Cavs needed that offensive spark against Orlando. What did Donovan do in Game 5? Threw up a 50-burger in the playoffs. So he's come through in these big-time moments. Before I give you my X Factor, Dustin G., thoughts on the Donovan Mitchell SGA matchup? Dustin, I want to start with you because you weren't here yesterday. And G, I'm not sure if you saw the pushback you got, but our clip made its way to Oklahoma City Thunder, YouTube, and Twitter. And let's just say,
oh, really?
G. Bush is public enemy number one in the state of
Remember
Oklahoma.
I said yesterday there's somebody there, G. Billy Bob? There you go.
Yeah.
Let's. Who was it from?
I don't know.
Many.
Oh, you don't have a clip? I thought it was a clip.
No. It wasn't. It was just the comments.
Oh, just random people in Oklahoma City.
Just our YouTube
What did you say?
clip comments. He said SGA is not very good, and it's not close.
No, he didn't say he's not very good.
He said he's taking Donovan, it's not close, was his exact words.
I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
You didn't say it was not close.
I didn't say it was not close.
Yeah.
I mean, I said SGA is a nice ball player, but I'm taking
You're saying
Donovan.
he's overrated.
I mean,
Now, the rest of us on the show yesterday, me, Tyvis, and Mike, all said that SGA is better. Not by a lot, but better.
Yeah, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
All right.
Look, I mean, no disrespect, Oklahoma City. I mean, y'all got one ball player. Y'all got one.
That's disrespectful.
No, I got
you can't
one.
just say no disrespect.
No disrespect, they got one.
And then you feel like you didn't disrespect.
All right, so if I'm playing Oklahoma City, is Williams driving fear in your heart?
No, but
Is Hartenstein or Dort or hey, they don't even got Chet Holmgren playing.
Jarrett Allen's not putting fear in anybody's heart.
He's better than what they got.
He's not better than all those players.
He's better than Hartenstein, ain't he?
I'm not sure.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's better than Hartenstein.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who do they have that's better
But
than
in the
Evan Mobley?
playoffs, now, I agree Jared Allen's better than Hartenstein, but in the playoffs 2 years ago, and once again, we're talking 2 years ago.
That's 2 years ago.
I mean, Hartenstein and Mitchell did dirty work to the Cavs front
Who
line.
is
2
the-
years ago.
That's,
But
The Thunder's best player is
SGA.
No, I'm sorry. Their second best player.
Jalen Williams.
who's a
Jalen
legitimate.
Williams. He's better than Jarrett Allen.
Yes.
yeah. He's not better than Mobley. What are you talking about?
Is he? I don't know.
No.
I know
They're
They're different
positional.
players. I mean,
I
he's
don't.
a small
I
forward.
don't follow Jalen Williams and the Thunder
Well,
close
my
enough
X
to know.
factor is the Jalen Williams-Mobley matchup. So let me get to that in a sec. But Dustin, you weren't here for SGA, Donovan. Yes, I just want your thoughts on the comparison of the two elite combo
great.
guards.
They're both great players. I personally like Donovan Mitchell better.
Okay, there you go.
But not by much. Again, I don't watch OKC play every game, like you said, Bull.
Yeah.
When I do watch him play, I'm impressed. I think he's one of the best players in the league. I mean, the guy's an all-star. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So is Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan shoots clearly because stats are better. He shoots the ball better, I think, from three. But SGA's a fluid, ridiculous athlete. Also, Donovan Mitchell is the same thing. Like they're awesome players.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I'm a little biased because my guy wears wine and gold.
And I'll say this, even for you, Mike, and me, and Tyvis, who yesterday we all said we think SGA is a little better than Donovan because of the defensive part of this. But I think we would all agree, I'm assuming, because I know I feel this way, I would not trade Donovan Mitchell for SGA. Maybe you don't agree.
I mean, I'm not trading anyone on this team with how they're playing right now. No.
Right.
And the other thing, too, guys, is like SGA, although he's a great player, does he fit with the way that they play this brand of basketball? I don't know. I don't know that he does. I mean, Donovan, the way he is able to fit in and seamlessly be able to continue to move the basketball and yet still get the numbers and put up the numbers that he is, it's like the perfect storm.
He is, and that's why I wouldn't trade Donovan Mitchell because Donovan Mitchell is the perfect fit for this team. Now, to be fair to SGA, he's asked to do more there. Maybe if he were here, he wouldn't. But in the end, I would still not trade Donovan Mitchell for SGA. Doesn't matter to me who's better. They're both great players, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
It's neck and neck between the two. It's irrelevant who's better in terms of who I'd rather have on my team. I'd rather have Donovan Mitchell.
And so the reason why I'm saying a lot of this is because it's the style of play. Like Donovan Mitchell was getting his 24. He's not playing a bunch of minutes. He was only getting about 30 minutes a game. He's not shooting a bunch. He's moving a basketball.
Yeah.
They got multiple guys coming off the bench that could get you 10, 15 points. And he's not even really the focal point of what the Cavs want to do. Now, 2-3 years ago, it was, all right, if Donovan Mitchell balls out, we can be in the game. Now it's like you got to worry about Darius Garland having the ball. You got to worry about Evan Mobley bringing the ball up the court. You got to worry about – by the way, another thing that's really underestimated is the big passing. Like, Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley do a great job of passing to each other. The lobs is coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And the Cavs is shooting the lights out of the basketball from 1 through 10. 12 guys shooting the lights out. So, for me, if the game is at home, the Cavs have the best record, and they're going to be excited to come out here and play.
Crowd's going to be nuts.
Crowd's going to be nuts. Yeah. That's why I'm saying if they get them down early, it could be a long night.
One other thing before we go to Mike and his X factor that's interesting is I'm going to throw out the Miami game. I know that was kind of – but really the only time we've seen the Cavs struggle this year is with size. Oklahoma City doesn't have size.
They have length, though. All four of their guys who are smaller, not like Jalen Williams, 6'5", he's a 7'2" wingspan. SGA 6'6" with the 6'11".
Okay,
wingspan.
so that lack of
this actually, despite the fact they're not height-wise similar, they're pretty similar size-wise, length-wise, defensively to Atlanta.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that in terms of wingspan, but that you're right.
Yeah.
In the end, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
More than the actual height.
And that kind of brings it to mind.
Go ahead.
So 3 questions for you real quick. Permission to get basketball nerdy.
Do whatever you got to do. Go ahead and cook.
Do
All right, permission to cook. My
Yeah.
X factor tonight is, in a way, what G. Bush alluded to. It is the Evan Mobley versus Jalen Williams matchup. SGA, Donovan, those two can X each other out. How the Cavs attack and try to utilize Evan Mobley and his size against the much smaller Jalen Williams is going to be, in my opinion, what determines the eventual winner of this game. Now, you got to let me go back to move forward on this, okay? When the New York Knicks played the Thunder the other day, I noticed something very interesting, but I have to go even back further to make this point. On January 1st, the Knicks played the Utah Jazz, and in that game, Karl Anthony Towns had a really good game. 31 points, 21 rebounds. He was 3 of 6 from 3, 10 of 20 from the floor. And after that game, Utah's coach Will Hardy had a really interesting comment on how Karl Anthony Towns played. Here's it is. Steve, take it.
Playing against Towns is way more of a mental battle because the threes are loud. But the reality is he took 20 shots tonight and 6 of them were threes. It's not like he bombed away and shot 14 of them. And I think that's where he does a good job, and I think Tibbs is doing a really good job with Towns, with the mixture. But when he makes 2 in a row like he did in that first half, it warps your brain, and you start thinking that, oh, man, he's killing us from 3. And then you end the game and you go, man, he had 31 points and 9 of them were from 3. It's like, that wasn't why. But it does create an element of overreacting. Now you start going for his shot fake. And when he's playing downhill, he's tough to cover. He's big. He's a good ball handler. He's great at stopping at the basket and the shot fake and getting you in the air. He's a tough cover, but the reason why he's a tough cover is because he tests your mental discipline of like a pick and pop 3 over a hand. 10 of those may not be the worst thing. There's a night where he could make 7 and you go home and you go, man, he killed us. But I've been a part of way more nights like this playing against Towns where the threat of the 3 hurts you more than the 3 itself.
So that's Utah's coach Will Hardy talking about the threat of the 3.
First time I've heard that guy talk, I love him.
I'm
I'm like, who's this cat?
I like that
is he a player? And I'm like,
Let's
He's
finish.
a former
Let-
Go.
Mike
Go.
is cooking right now.
Former
Oh,
D3
sorry.
basketball.
Yeah, but I
player.
did
We
love
talk
him too. But
I
go
like
ahead.
him.
Talk about Will Hardy in a sec.
Go, go,
Utah's
go.
coach, up and coming. But the threat of the 3, sometimes more dangerous than the actual 3, especially in New York's offense, because if Cat is spacing the floor, that gives more driving room for Brunson, Hart, the other guys. On the season, Karl Anthony Towns is averaging about 5 3-pointers per game, shooting 44%, one of the best shooting bigs in basketball. But when they played the Oklahoma City Thunder last Friday, The Thunder started Isaiah Hartenstein on Josh Hart and Jalen Williams on Karl Anthony Towns. And on paper, that's a giant size mismatch. 7 foot, 265 versus 6'5", 210. But some of the advanced analytics actually show that Jalen Williams is one of the best interior defenders in all of basketball. Steve, let's take the next graphic here. This was updated yesterday, so if it changed last night, I apologize. On the left column, that is the expected field goal percentage. On the middle column, that is the actual field goal percentage. On the right, that's the difference. Jalen Williams is tied for second in the league right now in terms of the actual differential between the expected field goal percentage versus the reality field goal percentage, with the likes of Wemby, Giannis, Walker Kessler, and Goga Bitadze of the Magic. The 4 guys on that list, other than Jalen Williams, are 7 feet tall and legitimate shot blockers. Jalen Williams is a combo guard. He's a 2/3. He should not be in that category. Now, when Cat played the Thunder a couple days later, Steve, take the next graphic. Take a look at that shot chart. 13 field goals. No threes. He did have 22 rebounds, but no threes. Part of the reason, we're going to show you some plays in a second, is OKC baits you into feeding your big guy in the post. Why? Because the threat of the 3 changes the gravity of the defense. It changes the shape of your offense. And they'd rather give up contested 2s as opposed to better looks from 3. The math varies out in that direction. So tonight, it's going to be imperative for the Cavs to find ways to get Evan Mobley involved and not just bait into the big on little matchup in the post to then kind of throw a stymie into their offense. Here are a couple plays from the game against Oklahoma City from Cat, and then I'll show you some stuff that the Cavs did on Sunday that you should be watching for tonight to see how you can attack some of these big little mismatches. Steve, let's take the first clip here. All right, so this is one of the plays where Cat did score. They're going to feed him down low in the post, and once again, we talked about the size mismatch. We're talking 7 feet, 260 pounds versus Jalen Williams, who is 6'5", 210 pounds. He's going to catch the ball in the post right here, and there's 3 help defenders in position to make a play, but Cat is going to immediately turn into his shot. If Mobley catches it in the post, he's got to go quickly. If he doesn't, this next play is going to show you what's going to happen. Steve, take the next one. Here's an out-of-bounds play. Same matchup. We're going to get Jalen Williams on Evan Mobley in the post. Once again, 3 help side defenders ready to make a play if Cat doesn't make an immediate move. He tries to overpower Jalen Williams, uses size and strength. Next thing you know, Hartenstein drops into perfect position, swipes the ball away. That goes from a one-on-one ISO on the wing in a position where Cat, in theory, should have the advantage, into trying to go through 6 hands on Oklahoma City, advantage OKC. Steve, let's get to the next one. The Thunder aren't afraid of having to isolate Williams on Cat either. Here you're going to see OG space, go to the opposite corner. They're going to rotate to the top, get their space. He's going to leave the entire right block wide open. Cat notices this. He's going to take one dribble to the middle, and right here, he's got Jalen Williams on his inside hip. In his mind, that's an easy spin to a wide open left-hand layup. But the Thunder swarm. Hartenstein, Wiggins both take 2 steps over what he thinks is an easy left-handed dunk. It's into a contested shot over 2 outstretched arms. Once again, advantage OKC. So how can the Cavs counter that? We may have seen a little foreshadowing against the Hornets, on Sunday. Steve, let's take the next clip here. They did some things that I thought could be a game plan for how to attack Jalen Williams. Essentially, giving Evan Mobley ahead of steam. Stationary strength may be comparable, but if Mobley can get ahead of steam on a smaller Jalen Williams, the size, the strength, the balance he's shown this year, the improvements in his game from the last 2 years, I'm not sure Jalen Williams down low can contain that. This was a simple way to get him open and getting downhill. Set a ball screen, inverted pick and roll. Mark Williams is there for the Hornets. He's going to go under the screen. Once he goes under, that's a direct line drive for Evan Mobley. That's one way. The other way, the last way, is if you get early position. Steve, take the last clip here. Once you get him on your back in the post, that's the look of death. That's an easy entry pass. We're going to zoom in on Jalen Williams. He knows it's over. If Mobley can get to his spot early before it allows the Thunder to rotate over and get in help side position, that's about the only way they can hope to slow down Evan Mobley. If they try to get him on the high post and have him attack, it's going to allow too many guys to junk up the court, muck it up, make it a lot more difficult. And just to give you the size advantage for tonight, Steve, take the last clip. We're looking at 6'11 versus 6'5, but look at the wingspan. We talked about the length of OKC. Yeah. That's a 6-inch difference in terms of the standing height. 2-inch difference in terms of their standing reach.
Evan Mobley's vertical is 48 inches?
That doesn't sound right. Ant made that graphic, but
listen, if Evan Mobley's vertical was
Cat would be Be sitting on the rim.
Where'd you find Evan Mobley?
No, that was Mobley.
That was Mobley.
Yeah.
I straight up just Googled it.
Evan Mobley is 48. That 48.
He doesn't have a 48 vertical.
He definitely does not have a 48-inch vert. No.
40-inch vertical is ridiculous. By the way, man, Dustin Fox, what was your vertical?
43 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way Evan Mobley.
He has a 26-inch vertical.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
So, Steve, take that back. Take this one back. 48's like combine record level high.
Yeah.
Steve, take this again. So
Zion
let's see this,
Williamson.
and let's verbally change it. That's a 26-inch vertical for Mobley, a 35 and a half for Jalen Williams.
That sounds about right.
You can see
for
the
Williams.
weight, the size, the height. It's a more comparable matchup than you may think. on
Yeah,
paper,
yeah, it
but
really is.
Those are some of the ways that Cleveland has to attack that matchup, and how they do it is going to determine the outcome tonight.
You know,
yeah,
man,
that was a great breakdown, Mike. That
I'll
That was
take-
fantastic, Mike. I felt
Yeah.
like I was watching any of the big shows on national TV.
That was
fantastic.
really well
That was
done.
awesome.
Just trying to be like Dustin, you know?
No. That was well done. Well done.
That was nice. And you know what, McNuggets? I'll take that. I'll take that. If that's the way they want to play it, go ahead. Because if you want to put Jalen Williams on Evan Mobley, here's your second best player. You're counting on him to have 22, 23 points.
Yeah.
But guess what? You can't have them points if you got 2 fouls in the first quarter. I'm feeding them down
It's a
there.
great point.
I'm
No,
feeding
very,
them.
very
That's true.
good.
And, you know, now one of the things, like, first of all, Cat didn't have a bad game against. that
No, he
wasn't-
just didn't shoot threes.
Right.
Right. He just didn't shoot threes. I mean, he shot over 50%. He had 1 million rebounds. But you also, like, I don't know how much he did this in this game. Obviously, Evan Mobley knows, okay, if I don't score quickly, the double team, maybe triple team is coming. I got to be able to kick. And the Cavs obviously have the ability to, you know, there's nobody you could leave open outside except for Jarrett Allen. You know, the other guys are all going to knock down threes. So
And you need that. You need guys to cut off that. You need cutting action. Like if they're going to double team and really help like that, I need guys cutting to the basket. And
well,
the
you
great-
know Jarrett Allen will cut to the basket if Hartenstein
Yeah.
goes to double team on Mobley.
And that's the cool thing about the Cavs. Now, listen, if this was the Cavs a few years ago, even the ISO heavy Cavs with Kyrie and LeBron, you know, that type of stuff hurts you because guys are just pounding the air out of the basketball. Guys can set their defenses up, their looks, dribble. And then, you know, you get down to 3 or 4 seconds on the shot clock, you hoist in a contested three or a tough shot. With the Cavs, they do a lot of moving. Evan Mobley rarely is just going to get the ball ISO in the left block and take 7 dribbles. He's deployed from a lot of different places. So, you know, the ball movement is a really good remedy for people that would like to get creative defensively.
How awesome was that Jazz coach, by the way?
Dude, that guy is amazing. Like
That was-
just a really
Right.
smart dude.
Yeah.
He
Broke
that
it down.
Yeah.
He wasn't arrogant about it. It wasn't
No.
like I know more. Like he was just a really. I feel smarter actually
Yeah,
after listening to the
absolutely.
clip. I'm like, that's really
I hadn't
well.
ever really thought about
Yeah,
that. Who
he's
would
like-
thought about that?
it was
But
just
that
a really-
brilliant answer.
And as a football guy, hearing a basketball perspective like that,
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, we kind of got lulled into thinking he was doing something
Right.
because he hit 2 back-to-back.
Right.
It's like, man, there is a bigger mental side of things,
No doubt.
that go into coaching.
It's like somebody runs off 2 explosive plays on you on the ground game. Now you're like, dude, we gotta stack this box. These
Yeah.
guys are killing us.
Yeah, you like
In reality-
overcompensate sometimes.
Yeah, in reality, you're like, oh, that was just 2 plays. Let's
Right.
It
stay
was
what we're
fascinating.
doing. I like this.
I like
dude.
that a lot.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
was good. I never even heard of him. Have anybody?
I
I'm
still
sure
thought-
Mike's
Former
heard of him.
D3 basketball player, man. The smartest.
Where?
Where at?
Williams College. Not Emerson, but Williams
And
College.
that's in Massachusetts too,
Yeah,
right?
very good. NESCAC program. Very
Yeah.
good Division III basketball program.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I know they're having a terrible season, so he's not winning a lot of games. But that was a great answer. I would have loved that. It's like an all-time great answer by a coach. And
Yeah, a really honest answer too, and,
Yeah.
he didn't denigrate the player.
Not at
I mean,
all.
and I feel like if Cat heard that, he wouldn't be like, "Oh, he thinks I can't make shots." No, you
Not at
can.
all.
He even said he's like, "There's
Yeah.
nights where he can hit 7 out of 10."
yeah.
You just
and you just got to accept it. You're like, "All
Yeah.
right, well, we got to take that."
He wasn't even saying, "Well, we're going to let him shoot." It was
No.
just like we're being distracted by this. When
Right.
the number one thing in his game is this.
It's like a diversion.
Yeah, it was really fascinating.
Yeah.
I like that.